Hello, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Thursday. It's a rainy Thursday. While Miss Blaine is watching this video, I can hear the rain outside. My. So let's get started. I will not hold you long. I didn't hold the boys and girls long this morning. We were able to get started and get done a little early, which a lot of times the way Miss Blaine talks doesn't happen. But today was our day, so how exciting. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see if we can get you started and get you going. I'm going to disappear here. There we go. No more Miss Blaine. Thumbs up is Thursday, so Tweety Bird, of course, is our character of the day, of the week, and you are in second grade. Good morning, afternoon if you're afternooning. Hope you're well. I hope you're good. It's great to see you. Remember to follow the things that you need to do in order for me to know you were here today. Remember our virtual rules. Stop and review the ones that apply to you with this video, which are usually our listening one, and making sure you're sitting in a spot and doing your best. Our social and emotional lesson for this week from Ms. Vester dealt with being part of a group still. We started off the week talking about sportsmanship. We met Howard and we found out that Howard struggled a little bit with learning that winning wasn't everything. Then yesterday we moved to a new objective, which was being a role model and being able to be that positive person with good qualities. We talked about there are people that you admire. You like their values, the way they live their lives, and the things that are important to them. You may look up to them, or you may even just want to be just like them. So there's lots of people that can be your role model. So yesterday in Seesaw, your assignment was to tell me who your role model was. A role model is someone you look up to and want to be like. If I had to choose one person to be my role model, I would choose and tell me who you chose. That was your assignment yesterday. I enjoyed reading some of your role models. I enjoyed seeing some of the people you chose that you wanted to be like. So remember that even now you can be a role model. You have the ability to take what you know, even though you're only like 6 and 7 and 8, you can take what you know and help someone else. You don't have any age limits on being a role model. At the age of 7, you can be a role model to someone that's 6 or 5. Those new kindergartners that are coming in, there's tons of stuff they don't know about school, and you could be a great role model for how to act in school, how to behave at school. All those are great to know. Today, I am a leader is my first affirmation. I believe in myself is my second, and I am perfect just the way I am, and you are. On your orange sheet, remember that your spelling test is tomorrow, your vocabulary test is tomorrow, that your online assessments will happen, and they are for grade, that our 2 stories this week are here, even though Miss Blaine messed up on your paper. Sorry. And that you can always color a gumball if you read an epic book. Today's Thursday. Your question for today, after you read your passage and color your smiley face. Your question for today was, who made the final decision about Kate getting to take the state for the summer? Your letterland words for this week, of course, are the words that we have been studying all week long. They are your spelling words that we all hope you know. Remember that each of your words, this is the passage that's going to be on your, sorry guys, this is the passage that's going to be on Seesaw tomorrow. This is what it looks like. I even found me a Kate and her snake. So this is the passage. This is what you'll be reading in Seesaw from Miss Bland. You'll hit the microphone, record yourself, and of course, make sure you submit it to me. Now, spelling words. Your spelling words for this week. Here are the first 3. I'm going to point to the word. I ask that you say it. Say it. Say it. Choose one word off this page and use it in a sentence. Pause here to complete. Just out loud to mom or dad. Say the word. 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 Our boys and girls talked about that super E that's making the A say A instead of A. We don't say it's a a grada A. You don't get a grada A. You get a grade. That E is silent, but it must be there in spelling. It must be there, but it's silent. It gives all its power to the A. So we call him a super E. He gives all his power to A. Snake, hike, white, and our last word was mistake. I shared a cute video with the boys and girls this morning about remembering our super E sound. So I will share it with you as well. My computer is being really slow. There we go.
There are two ways to make a vowel say its name. Super E and two vowels together. I'm Super E. Super E. Not every E is a Super E. Let me tell you how you can find me and how I make vowels say their name. I can jump over one letter, and if I find a vowel, I can make it say its name. Like this. G-A-M-E. That's game. I made the A say A. Without me, G-A-M says gam. But with Super E at the end, G-A-M-E says game.
He can jump over one letter, and if he finds a vowel, he can make it say, just like this.
Not every E is a Super E. Let me tell you how you can find me and how I can make vowels say their name. Like this. K-I-T-E. That's kite. I made the I say I. Without me, K-I-T. That's kit. But with Super E at the end, K-I-T-E says kite.
He can jump over one letter, and if he finds a vowel, he can make it say, just like this.
Not every E.
All right, so that's our Super E. So keep that in mind. When that's Super E, it can make its vowel say its name, and that's important to us as we go through. Now, for today, for your spelling assignment yesterday gave you an option of writing your spelling sentences in your packet, in your notebook, or writing them on Seesaw. I saw some really cool stuff on Seesaw last night. Today, you have a word search with Sylvester and Tweety, and it is in Seesaw. And I ask that you find your word using your highlighter, your pen, or your pencil. For the highlighter, of course, you can always go straight through the word. If you are using the pen or the pencil, then you can either circle it or you can draw a line through it, whichever way works for you. Everybody kind of does crossword puzzles their own way. So you find the way that you like. Now, we talked about subjects and predicates this week. This morning, the boys and girls and I made some subject and predicate sentences. I gave them the subject and they found predicates for me. So we'll go over just a few of the ones they made. The brown cow was what I gave. One of the kids said eats the grass in the field. I gave the lazy monkey. They said it slept all day. I gave the baby giraffe. They gave the predicate, couldn't reach the leaves on a high tree. Subjects and predicates go together. My subject is my who. My predicate is my do. Who's in the sentence and what they do. You have vocabulary words for this week. You have 8 of them. You are responsible for all 8 words. Remember that those words and their definitions are on the front cover of your orange packet, that you can go there to find them. Allowed, care, needs, excited, roam, free, wandered, and wild. Today in Seesaw, you have an activity that looks like this, where you're choosing the correct word that goes on the line that best fits the sentence. You know, we're dealing with 2 stories this week, Taking Care of Pepper and Lola and Tiva, An Unlikely Friendship. Our essential question was, how do we care for animals? Remember that our story is narrative nonfiction, which means there are real people and real things and events told by a narrator. So they're real Pepper, a real Jack, a real Lola, a real Tiva, but that the story is written by someone other than them. We want to be able to answer our 5 main questions: who, what, when, where, when, and why. That's always important. And we want to be able to retell the story in pretty much the order that it happens. We don't want to talk about Lola and Tiva playing in the mud before we talk about how Lola and Tiva even got together. We want to make sure we talk about it the way it happens. So, Taking Care of Pepper, Miss Bland forgot her horse. I was going to share my horse. Thank you to those that do videos that shared your horses with me. They were too cute. I'm excited to share them. I shared our cow dogs with Miss Vester, and she shared them on the school website. School Facebook page. So if you check out the school Facebook page, we were up there the other day. And if we get enough horses, I will send those as well. So let's watch Lola and Tiva and get ready to do some questions.
Lola and Tiva, an unlikely friendship. There is a very special place in Kenya, Africa, called the Lua Wildlife Conservancy. Lua is a large place where animals roam free and people, called rangers, watch over them. A young girl named Tiva lived there with her family. Her father worked for Lua. Everyone at Lua knew that Tiva had always wanted a puppy, but puppies were not allowed. Instead, the people at Lua found Tiva a different kind of friend, a young black rhino named Lola. Lola seemed to work just as well as a puppy for Tiva. Lola and Tiva became the best of friends. This is their true story. Lola was born at Lua to a mother that was blind. For a couple of days, Lola drank her mother's milk for food and stayed close by. But when she was strong enough to walk, Lola wandered off to another area of Lua. Her mother could not see Lola walking away. Without her mother to feed and protect her, Lola was in danger. Lola needed food and could become a meal for a lion or another hungry animal. She could not find her mother, and her blind mother could not find her. The rangers who worked at Lua searched for Lola. When they found her, they brought her to a safe place in Lua that was near Tiva's house. There, Lola would be out of danger. Tiva was excited when Lola arrived. She wanted to take care of Lola. Like any baby, Lola needed many things. Most of all, Lola was hungry and needed milk. Tiva learned to feed Lola. Lola drank a bottle 5 times a day. Each time she drank over a gallon. Tiva loved Lola. Lola was a lot like a big puppy. She tried to climb things, she licked things, she smelled things, she begged at the dinner table. Like most pets, Lola never posed when Tiva tried to take pictures. She wanted to take a nap. But Lola did like for Tiva to pet her between the ears. Of course, rhinos are not really like dogs. They don't eat dog food. When Lola was about 5 months old, she started to eat like a real rhino. She ate shrubs, twigs, and leaves. Her upper lip is shaped like a hook and can grab onto food. Lola could wrap her hook around sticks and leaves, but she still loved to drink milk too. Rhinos in the wild are usually shy. They often run away if they see or smell people. Lola was too young to be afraid of people. Tiva and the rangers became her family. A baby rhino is called a calf. A calf usually stays with its mother for 2 years. The mother watches over her calf. Lola needed someone to look after her. Tiva became Lola's special friend. Like a pet, Lola needed special care. Tiva helped pick bugs off Lola's body. The bugs could make Lola sick. In the wild, birds eat the bugs off of a rhino's skin. But birds would not do that for Lola. There were too many people around. Lola also needed to take baths, mud baths. When a rhino rolls in the mud, it is called wallowing. It is an important part of being a rhino. The mud protects a rhino's skin from sun, like sunscreen. Once the mud dries, it also keeps bugs from biting. Tiva made sure Lola knew how to wallow. It isn't as easy as it looks. It takes a lot of practice. A rhino does not have to wash the mud off. A little girl does. Lola and Tiva shared their days together. Lola learned about being a rhinoceros. Tiva learned about being a friend. It was a lot of fun, and it wore them out. Now Lola is almost full grown. She is too big to play with Tiva like she used to, but the time they spent together will always be special. After all, a little girl never forgets her first best friend.
All right, guys, very good. And they did become the best of friends. So in your packet, you have a page that looks like mine. So you have two options. Miss Bland and the boys and girls this morning, we went through every question and answered them together. So moms and dads, if you want to pause, go back. If you want to pause and work on the questions and then use the slide to check your answers, that's fine. Or if you want to discuss the answers as you write them down with the kids, that's fine too. Whichever way works better for your family, I'm totally cool with, because we did do them together. So the setting of my story, of course, was in Kenya, Africa. What kind of pet did Tiva want at the beginning? She wanted that puppy. Who is Lola? She was a baby rhino. Why couldn't Lola stay with her mother? Her mother was blind and didn't know she walked away. How was Lola like a big puppy? She licks like a puppy licks. What did Lola eat when she started eating like a real rhino? Brushes, twigs, and leaves. Pause here to get any of those down that you may have missed. Then, of course, for number 7, how did Tiva take care of Lola? Feed her, give her water, pick off bugs, and roll in the mud with her. And number 8, how have Lola and Tiva changed at the end of the story? They both grew up, but they were their first best friends. Pause here to get those down. On the back, on the next page of your packet is your you do for today. You're going to draw a picture of Lola and Tiva in this box. I gave you a little practice rhino in case you needed one. And then at the bottom, you're going to tell me about why their friendship was so unlikely. Is it likely that you teach your friends to drink gallons of milk, or that you teach them to roll in the mug or pick bugs off of them? I don't think so. So give me a text written response about the story of Lola and Tiva there. You can pause here to complete or complete on the end. In our notebooks, these are our notes from yesterday when we started talking about being able to break apart that 10, to take 10, to subtract. Our steps for subtraction were to take a 10, subtract from 10, and then add. These were the examples we used yesterday. I start off our steps, take 10 was here. I knew then that my 7 stayed the same, and I had 2. I took away 1, left me with 1. Down here, I had 4. I took away 1 right there, so that's a 3. I then subtract from 10 here, and I add my 2 numbers here. We practiced that yesterday. These are the 3 examples that we wrote down in our notebook. Please take the time to pause here and copy these into your notebook. We use those examples in order to complete our math work for today. Your math work for today is page 39 and 40. I believe that's the 2 page numbers it says at the bottom in the corners. The first one looks like this. I did the first 3. You may pause to copy those 3 down. And then on the back side of that page looks like this. There are 6 more problems and a word problem for you to try as well. Please make sure you complete both. It was a great job with you today. I'm super excited that you came by to make sure that you were ready to be an amazing 2nd grader. I can't wait to see the amazing things you submit for your written work when you've had time to work on them offline. Please remember that as we're growing gradually today, you have vocabulary activity, you have spelling word search, and you have your fluency reading in Seesaw. Make sure you get those. There is not math in Seesaw today. I put that up there thinking I was going to give some math, but I'm going to wait till tomorrow. So just make sure you do your math sheet that's in the packet. Make sure you stop by and see what Ms. Reason, Ms. Ellington, Mr. D, and Ms. Tillman have for you in the way of specials and get those done. And this afternoon for our afternoon session, I'm just going to be reading an epic book and we're going to do something fun. So it'll be very light. Seems like we got enough work this morning. Remember to turn in your story question, which would be the Lola and Tiva page, or the math sheet for your attendance mark for today, and I'll be sure to mark you off. Talk about a great job. You guys are awesome. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week. I hope that this rain doesn't stop you from doing something maybe fun indoors today after you finish all of your work. Have a great afternoon. If Miss Blaine can help you with anything, just let her know. Take care.